If you have a brother or sister, I'm sure you know that sometimes they're jealous of you, or perhaps sometimes you're jealous of them. But I bet you never did anything half as mean to each other as what Antonio did to his brother Prospero.
Prospero was the Duke of Milan, which meant he was very important and rich. He had inherited this position from his father and his younger brother. Antonio was as jealous can be.
So Antonio dreamt up a terrible plan to get rid of Prospero and seize all the land and money for his own.
Prospero was put in a small ruling. He went to the king of that country and said, Prospero is plotting against you with your enemies, and the king was very cross. This sort of thing was punishable by death.
Prospero was put in a small rowing boat along with his little daughter Miranda, whose mother had died giving birth to her.
And the boat was pushed out to sea, into the sea, all on its own, and everyone was sure that Prospero and Miranda would die.
Many years later, the king and his court was invited to a wedding in another country across the sea. The king summoned his finest ship and boarded it along with his son Ferdinand, his brother Sebastian, and Antonio, the wrongful Duke of Milan.
It was a perfect day for sailing. The sea was calm, the sky was clear and blue, till all of a sudden, as if by magic, a dangerous storm began.
Hey, master, watch here. Mariners, taking the topsail, tend to the master's whistle. All passengers below to cabins.
Rocks ahead! Rocks ahead! Hard to start!
Hard to starboard. The ship is not responding.
Rocks ahead! Ah! I see rocks ahead!
There is no time. We are blown onto the rocks. Mercy on us.
Where's the master? What's wrong? All lost? Nonsense!
Mercy on us. Father, where are you?
Ferdinand, my son, stay near me.
We shall be drowned. Helen, we're here. We split. Farewell, my wife and children.
My son!
Father. What a strange tempest, right out of the blue.
Yes, but did you spot the little island in the distance? Someone on the island had been watching the ship go past. Someone on the island had realized that the ship was carrying the king and his court on the island and conjured the storm.
That's right. You've probably guessed that Prospero and his little girl had not been killed at sea all those years ago. Lucky for them, an old friend of Prospero's had hidden some magical books in the little rowboat with them.
They had come safely to an island in the middle of the sea, and Prospero had used the magic books to study and make himself a powerful magician.
Now he was lord of the island, and all the magical creatures who lived there were at his command.
He had caused the storm to come and split the ship, and he had seen to that the young Prince Ferdinand washed up safe and sound on one side of the island, and the king and all the rest on the other.
By Prospero's side, as he watched the tempest, was his daughter Miranda, who had grown up into a kind and gentle girl.
The storm had unsettled her, and so her father was explaining how she needed not to be upset. It was all a part of his plan.
If by your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this raw alien, then I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. That vessel full of noble creatures, dashed to pieces, their cries did knock against my heart.
Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one. Wipe thine eyes, have comfort, they shall live. Away to thyself.
Father, I have a question.
Ask it, Miranda.
Who was aboard that ship?
Those very men responsible for this, our banishment. Dost thou remember it?
No, though I remember at our old home in Milan, I once had several ladies to attend on me.
So many servants, sweet and clothes and toys. When thou was heir to all Milan.
I have another question.
Yes.
When we were sent to sea to die because of my uncle lied about you, why did they not that hour destroy us, kill us quickly?
Sweet, they durst not, so did the love my people bore me. They hurried us to sea in the dead of night, in hopes it would not cause a riot.
I must have been a trouble to you.
Thou wast the angel that preserved me.
And will you then tell me your reason for raising this sea storm?
In good time, daughter, in good time. Now cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep.
All hail, great master, grave Sir Hail.
My Ariel, hast thou spirit performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every point. To every point, I made it seem that mighty Neptune did himself besiege the ship, shaking his dread trident.
My brave spirit, but are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished.
Well done, but there's more work. What is the time o' day?
Past the mid-season, is there more toil? Remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now, moody? What is thou demands?
My liberty, I have done thee worthy service. Thou didst promise to release me after a full year.
Dost thou forget I saved thee from the tree where old witch Sycorax had bound thee in her rage? Did I not save thee, open the tree and let thee out?
I thank thee, master.
Shall I conjure an oak and bind you in its knotty entrails?
No, pardon, master, I will do as thou commands.
Do, and after 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go charm Prince Ferdinand with song to the place where Caliban doth dwell. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
Did I sleep?
Come with me. We'll visit Caliban, my slave.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
We cannot do without him. He does make a fire fetch in our wood and all the rest. Come.
So who is Caliban? This slave? This villain? I suppose you can call him a monster, but I'm sure he'd disagree.
Caliban's mother was the same witch Sycorax who had ruled the island before Prospero and Miranda had arrived.
She was the one who put Ariel in the tree because he would not do what she commanded.
And for an air spirit, being stuck in a tree was a horrible thing.
When Sycorax died, Caliban had expected to inherit the whole island and be kind of king in his own right.
Then Prospero had turned up with all his magical books and ruined that for him. Prospero had taught him to speak his language. He had been kind to him at first.
But Caliban had decided that he would try with Miranda and make her his wife, and Prospero wasn't very happy about that all.
To keep Miranda safe, Prospero had made Caliban his slave and used his magic books to prevent him from ever trying to overthrow him.
Caliban was furious about this treatment. He did as he was told, but in his heart there was an awful lot of resentment.
He was looking for an opportunity to get his revenge.
Slave Caliban, thou earth thou speak.
There is wood enough within.
Come forth, I say, thou poisonous slave. There's other business for thee.
The southwest wind blow cold on ye, and blister you all.
For this be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps.
This island mine, by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. Now all the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats fall on you. I'm the only subject that you have, which once was mine own king.
You know that I first treated thee with kindness, till thou behaved so rudely to my daughter.
Ha! We would have people this hour with little Calibans, eh, Miranda?
British thing.
You taught me language, now I know how to curse.
Hag said, hence, go double this pile of wood. It is Ariel, sweet. He is luring someone with his song.
Father, is that you?
What creature was that?
Watch.
Full fathom 5, thy father lies, of his bones a coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange.
This ditty does remind me of my father, Jan's surely.
See nymphs hourly ring his knell, hark, now I hear them ding dong bell.
What is this, a spirit?
No, child. It eats and sleeps and hatch such senses as we have. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck. He had lost his fellows and strays, about to find them.
I might call him a thing of divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
Well done, my Ariel. Thou hast performed it well. A prince for my princess, but she'll not know that I intend it. So, not yet. I must pretend I know him, not entreat him with severity.
The goddess of this magic isles.
Goddess, me?
Surely you are, for I have No finer maid in all
A, a word, good sir. I do believe thou art a spy placed on this island to win it from me.
No, as I am a man.
How can such evil dwell in such a temple?
Follow me, young man. Miranda, speak not for him. He's a traitor, no doubt. Come, I'll manicure thy neck and feet together, and thou be my servant.
I will resist. You are a wizard.
Sir, have pity.
Silence, child. You like him only in comparison with Caliban. Be sure, dear girl, to most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels. Obey Miranda. Come, leave him here to help Caliban with the wood.
So poor Ferdinand, the king's own son, had found himself sharing a hut with the monster, Caliban, chopping wood and being treated as a slave.
He didn't complain, though. He did all he could to win the trust of the strange old man whose daughter had taken such a liking to him.
Ferdinand had never met such a kind and gentle woman before, the same age as him and like him in so many ways.
And she left him some little comforts when her father wasn't looking. They believed they were starting a secret love affair of which her father would not approve.
But of course Prospero was watching them fall in love, quite happily, secretly knowing exactly who Ferdinand was and thrilled to see such a fine young man courting his only child.
After all, if she married him, she would be the Queen of Naples. Not bad for a girl who'd only met one man besides her father.
We should remember through that, whilst Ferdinand was safely watched over by Prospero, his father, the king, was on the other side of the island, searching desperately and losing hope that he would ever find his son.
Sebastian, his brother, had been growing closer and closer to Antonio, the wrongful Duke of Milan. It turned out they had a lot in common, since Antonio had stolen everything from his brother, Prospero, and Sebastian had begun to wonder whether he could do exactly the same thing to his brother, the king.
Ferdinand, Ferdinand, wear your sorrow with comfort, brother, we have survived.
Prithee, peace, Ferdinand.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
My son is lost. I'm sure I saw him running on the back of the wave, swimming forward and alive to land.
No, he's gone. I think I did see Tranquillo the fool survive.
I doubt that will bring him comfort.
Stefano too, the butler.
Unless his crits are with him, he's no use.
My son, oh my son. Sleeping, sir. Here, what a strange drowsiness possesses him.
It is the climate here.
I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor are my spirits nimble, and it makes me recollect our former conversations.
Oh,
Worthy Sebastian, what might we do on such occasion as is this my strong imagination sees a cloud dropping upon thy head?
do you truly?
Yet, noble Sebastian, I am quite serious.
I feel like standing water.
I will teach you how to flow. Will you admit what I know that Ferdinand is drowned?
He is?
I believe so. Then tell me who's the next heir of Naples.
I am. You did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well his grandmen sit on me. Here lies your brother, no better than earth he lies upon.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my president, as thou got thy fortune, I'll come be mine, ready to draw thy sword. We'll strike together, and then my, my king I shall remember free.
1, 2.
Why, how now? Wherefore this ghastly looking? What's the matter? Did you have your hands upon your swords?
While we stood here,
Guarding you.
yes, guarding your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls.
Or rather lions.
Did it not awake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, was a din to fight a monster ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
We'll leave this ground. We must take further search for my poor son.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
You would think that the king would have noticed by now that his brother was behaving suspiciously. And to be fair to him, he had no reason to distrust his brother.
He certainly did not know that Antonio had lied to him to get rid of Prospero. As far as the king was considered, Prospero was a wicked traitor who had deserved his fate.
Now, at this point, we should mention that since nobody actually died in the storm,
Prospero had made sure of that.
because no one had died, everyone else who had been on the ship, all the ordinary people who had been the sailors and the servants, they were beginning to bump into one another.
The boatswain and the master of the ship were finding pieces of the wreckage and putting all back together again as best as they could.
Do you remember how Sebastian mentioned the kings, fool Trincolo, and the butler Stefano? Well, they were both still wondering about each other, one believing he was the only person to survive.
Infections fall on Prospero. He sends his spirits to torment me, sometimes as chattering apes, sometimes as hedgehogs tumbling in my barefoot way, sometimes as finding others who with cloven tongues do his me into madness. How I hate him. Lo now, lo, here comes the spirit of his to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. I'll hide.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear of any weather at all, and another storm brewing, if it should thunder as it did before. I know not where to find my head. What have we here? A man or fish, dead or alive? He smells like a fish, a very ancient and fish-like smell. Perhaps it is an island struck with a lightning bolt. Alas, the storm is come again. My best way to hide behind this rock, for there's no other shelter hereabout. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm pass.
I shall no more. To sea, here shall I die. For sure. This is a servitude.
What torment is this?
Have we devils here? This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs. Where the devil did he learn our language?
I'll break the wood with
He's villains. You shall taste of my bottle. It cures all. Come, open your mouth. I know that voice, but he is drowned. 4 legs and 2 voices. I will pour some in thy mouth. Stefano! How the devil do you know my name?
I am Trinculo.
Thou art indeed Trinculo.
Have we both escaped? Oh, I could dance with thee.
With thee, do not. My stomach is not constant.
Did all the wine survive?
Yes, except a couple of bottles. 3 bottles, perhaps.
They have dropped from heaven. That liquor is not of the earth. Let me kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God.
Indeed?
The poor monster's drunk.
Let me show thee all the island.
With the king and all our company drowned, why we shall be the kings of this new place.
No more fishing, no more chopping, no more serving. Caliban has a new master.
O brave monster, lead the way. So Caliban skipped merrily away with Stefano, believing that he had found a pair of powerful gods who would protect him.
Little did he know that he was dealing with the most cowardly fool in all of Naples, and the wretchedest drunk of a butler.
Off they went, and Caliban was already blurring all sorts of ideas and schemes about how his newfound masters might help him get revenge upon his old one.
It's true that what he wanted to most was to be king of the island again, as the son of its former queen, the witch Sycorax.
But if he was going to have to obey someone, he would happily serve anybody if they helped him to be free of Prospero.
In the meantime, while all this was going on, poor Ferdinand was chopping wood.
He was a prince, of course, and he never had to do such rough work before, so his poor soft hands were already blistering and his back was very sore.
Prospero was still pretending that he didn't know who Ferdinand was or trust him, and he knew that his daughter was falling more and more in love.
Like Caliban, Ferdinand was no longer the heir to a kingdom, but only a humble servant.
Though unlike Caliban, Ferdinand bore it all off with patience and never complained. He hoped to prove himself a worthy and an honest man, so that even if he never left the island and was a servant all his life, he might be allowed his one hope to be the husband of Miranda.
This my mean task would be as heavy to me as odious, but my mistress, which I serve, makes my labours pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times gentler than her father. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me at me work. I suppose I should begin again. Unless I pray, work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs. My father is hard at study. Pray you rest yourself. He is safe for these 3 hours. I can help. No, precious creature, I had rather crack my snooze, break my back, than you should such dishonour undergo while I sit lazy by. You look weary. No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. Please tell me your name. Miranda. Oh, I promised my father I would not say. Admired Miranda, my heart flies to your service. Do you love me? O heaven, O earth, bear witness. I beyond all limit of what else the world do love, prize, honour you.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heaven's rain grace on that which breathes between them.
My husband then, with a heart as willing as bondage, heir of freedom, here's my hand, and mine with my heart in it. And now farewell. A thousand farewells. Back to the woodpile then.
I must keep my rejoicing quiet. I'll to my magic books. There is much business yet to do.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in your head and stop your jets at this, my Caliban's expense.
It was only fun.
Silence, mountaineer. I am to be king of this island, you know.
I thought that we.
Leave the poor creature alone.
I thank my noble lord. Now, as I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer that by his cunning has cheated me of the island.
Thou liest.
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, I do not lie.
Trinculo, if you trouble him any more in his tale, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Mum then, and no more. Proceed.
I say by sorcery he got this owl, and if thy greatness will revenge on him, thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee, and thou shalt marry his fair daughter.
How now shall this be done? Canst thou bring me to him?
Yea, my lord, I'll lead you where he sleeps.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
What a pikeman is this, thou scurvy patch?
Trinculo, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one word further.
Why, what did I? I did nothing.
Did thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take that and that. Now, Caliban, he has a beautiful daughter, say you?
No finer woman e'er I saw.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I will be the king and queen, and Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Does thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
I am sorry, I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
I on my honor.
This I will tell my master, but first I will distract them from their mission. O King Stephano, look what a wardrobe is here for thee.
Let it alone, thou fool.
Don't touch the gown, Trinculo. I'll have that gown.
Let it alone. Let's do the murder first.
Be quiet, monster. Think how fine I'll look.
The magical gloves chased Trinculo and Stephano all over the island, with Caliban following them and telling them to calm down.
By now, Caliban was used to the magical tricks that the spirits of the island played, and he tried to talk some sense into his new masters, but it was all no use.
Meanwhile, the king continued to search for his son. Through hope was fading fast, and he was beginning to wish that the sea had taken him after all, and he cursed the gods for letting him live.
If you had told him that his wicked brother, encouraged by cruel Antonio, was still looking for an opportunity to murder him, I almost think he would have been glad.
So what was Prospero up to this whole time? What plans had he been cooking up?
Ariel had returned to him with news of all that he had seen and heard, and Prospero had given him an extra special task.
He told the spirit to go back to the king, who should never have sent Prospero and his daughter to sea to die at the world of a jealous brother. He sent Ariel to him with command to frighten him one last time.
I can go no further. Brother, please sit down a while and sleep again.
No, Sebastian. I'll walk till I find my son, or else walk into the sea.
Tonight, my lord. Tonight's the time.
Marvelous sweet music.
What is happening?
Marvelous sweet music.
What is happening?
Now I will believe that there are unicorns, that in Arbia there is one tree the phoenix makes his throne.
And I believe so too. Or for if in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me?
Well, we have stomachs with will please you, sir, to taste of what is here.
You are three men of sin. One destiny has belched upon this island. I am the monster. He will make you mad. Your swords could wound the wind before they hindered me. It was you three who from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea him and his innocent child. That foul deed has incensed the seas and shores and torn thy son from thee.
Oh, it's monstrous. Monstrous, I knew it. Ferdinand is dead. When the tempest howled, I thought I heard the wind say, "Prosper." And he and when and was he then unfairly banished? What have I done?
Does they think that he suspects?
It cannot be. I will not believe it. The spirit never spoke my name.
Nor mine.
No, no, no. Hang on, I feel rather sleepy.
Away with you will Prospero. Now and then my freedom waits.
That was a very strange display, but Ariel's plan was to make the men remember a strange old myth about a monster called Harpy.
A harpy lets you think you have a wonderful meal to feast upon, then flies in and spoils it, driving you away before you can touch your food.
People used to believe that harpies were sent to torment those who had committed terrible crimes. So the king now felt sure that Prospero had been wrongly accused, and that the gods were punishing him for letting an innocent man die at the sea.
As Ariel whisked them away in their magical sleep, the king's dreams were guilty ones. He thought he saw Prospero's face through the water, frowning and scowling, and the face of his son crying out with no sound in the gloom.
Antonio, who of course knew very well that Prospero had done no wrong, was dreaming even more fitfully, not from guilt, but from fear that the spirits who had sent the feast who punish him for his crimes.
And Sebastian dreamt only of a crown, just like he did most nights.
Prospero's plan had all fallen into place.
Time was drawing near for the magical happenings to end.
Be still, children. Ferdinand, if I have to austerely punish you, your compensation makes amends. Take my daughter.
1,000 thanks. Do you mean that he can marry me?
I do, child.
Oh, father, 1,000 thanks. We thought you did not like him.
I wanted to observe his character, and now that I see his has the best of both, his parents and none of his father's flaws.
Did my father wrong you, sir?
If he did, then it no longer matters. Ferdinand, there is my daughter. She is thine own. Go talk with her. Make plans together. I will join you soon. Ariel, my industrial servant. Ariel.
Here I am.
One last trick. Ariel, go find the sleeping king and his companions and bring them to my cave. I shall awaken them and tell them all that Ferdinand is safe and that my daughter will be Queen of Naples.
I go. But first, wise master, I shall send to you 3 other creatures I have chased around the island and now have chased up there.
Indeed?
In here is it? And is he sleeping? Trinculo, give me thy dagger. Oh.
Misshapen name. Your mother was a witch who could control the moon. And look at thee.
Master, I.
And who are you? And who are you?
I.
Their names are Trinculo and Stefano.
And who are they?
The ship's cook, sir. Pray, are you a very powerful wizard?
Silence. And you? Who are you?
My name is Trinculo, sir. I am only a fool.
I can see that the king must punish you as he sees fit. But you, Caliban, you thing of darkness, I must acknowledge you are mine.
Forgive me, master.
Away with you all, Caliban, to your old hovel, and you two men. If men you be, you are behaving like mice. There are sailors in yon bay who have, with the help of my magic, fixed the ship.
Indeed.
Stay if you will, and be this monster's helper, or join the ship and wait your fate within. Perhaps your king will give you mercy. Well, which will it be?
We go.
You would have killed me, Caliban.
Never again, my lord. Never again.
True, Caliban, but not because I believe a word you say. Be gone, creature. You shall soon have your heart's desire that will be parted for eternity.
I go. How foolish I have been to think I could usurp you. And what a donkey was I to take that drunkard for a fool god and worship that dull fool.
That is the last time I will see him. Thank the heavens.
As Prospero walked back to his cave, he said goodbye to all the plants and trees and all the magical creatures of the island.
In his heart, he was secretly a little bit sad to be leaving them behind. After all, back home he would need to start behaving like a duke, and here he had been used to being like a king.
Or like a god. He knew he could not use his magic back home. People wouldn't like it. They would think he was a dangerous man and he was getting too old for all that.
Now his daughter had a chance to live a happy life back home with the rest of the family that he had left behind.
She would be a queen, and he could not bear to be parted from her. So with her, he knew he must go.
So for her sake, more than anything else, Prospero was going to give up all his power.
But he asked the spirits to sing him their magical songs one last time, and his soul was soothed.
And he felt particularly good when he remembered that he would soon return to his favourite pair of slippers, which had been left in his palace all those years ago.
Where am I?
Behold, here stands the wrong Duke of Milan.
Brother,
Good king, here's your son.
Father!
if this prove a vision of the island, I will have lost you twice.
I thought the waves had taken thee. I have cursed them without cause. Oh, wonder how many goodly creatures are there here. O brave new world that has such people in it.
Is she the goddess that has brought us safe together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence. She's mine. She is the daughter to this famous Duke Prospero, a second father as he'll be to me.
And I'll be hers. Sweet daughter, how ought to ask my child forgiveness?
There, sir, stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone. But you two back there,
The devil speaks in him.
Prosper, I
silence, for you most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault, though I require my dukedom back from thee.
of course.
You must forgive your brother to sire. He thought to treat you as my brother treated me.
Is this true? I'll see if I too can forgive.
But now, back to the ship, both of you.
If the ship's fixed, we should away. Miranda, thou shalt see the very land of which thou shalt be queen.
King exits, followed by Miranda. So near, the end of our adventures. Where's my friend, my servant, companion? Where's my Ariel to whom I promised freedom, and who at last, like me, shall find it? Ariel, my Ariel, make the weather fair for our sailing. Then to the elements be free and fair, thou well.
Farewell, good master.
My charms are done. My dukedom is recovered. My Miranda shall be queen. I have no need for magic now. Arcane devices, I disenchant thee. And so sweet, Isle, farewell.
Gone, all gone, what, and sailed away forever? Then this island's mine, and I shall be its king.